Make the ground shake.
What's going on, guys? My name is Renegade. Today we're here for AQW Q&A episode 10. We're going to be taking a look at the questions from last week's episode, it was 2 weeks ago. This is a bi-weekly series, so this comes out every 2 weeks, and it'll be released every Monday, or every second Monday, you know what I mean, at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. To have your question featured in the next episode, then all you need to do is go to the comment section of this exact video that you're watching right now and type out your question. If you're familiar with the series and you've watched it, try to ask a question that's reasonably unique or something, or even if you just did like a little twist on something I've already answered, that's fine. You can leave as many questions as you want. There's a guy, Stop, Drop, and Roll, they're going to give credit to. He left like 5 really in-depth questions on this video that I'll be answering in this episode. So just, you can do what he did. People were complaining that he left too many, but I don't care, honestly. Just questions just to answer. So yeah, while you're down there, guys, if you guys leave a like and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, that'd be awesome. Let's get into the questions. Alright, so our first question this week is coming from Zero-A, or Zero, however you like to pronounce it. He asked, what was your original AQW name? So my original AQW name was Koenigsegg, spelt Koenigsegg, 911. Koenigsegg is the name of a car that I really did like, and 911 because I really like the Porsche, 911 Porsche, and no, not because of 9/11, you know, the tragic disaster or whatever. Because of the Porsche. I quite like the 911 Porsche. I don't really like it anymore though, it looks kind of bad, honestly. But yeah, that was my original name. I actually changed my name after that when I came back to AQW. Some of you might know that I came back to AQW recently. Sorry, someone's like talking to me in another call. I came back to AQW recently in, I think, 2013 or 2014 or something. And I changed my name immediately to Ravenous. And then shortly after that, I changed it to my current name, Etho. So yeah. We've got 3 questions coming from Deadly Legion. He asked, his first question was, do you think Legion and Nation should unite to create the ultimate demonic army? Why or why not? I don't think they should unite because they are good separate. I like how there's an actual like defined difference between the two. I like the competition. If they were united, then there wouldn't be as much competition. If they were united, they'd have to bring like another thing in. Perhaps if there was some good battling and some type of, because you know how the Legion and the Nation are both evil. If there was some good elements as well, like some, I guess, factions like there are within evil, if they were within good, and they sort of were at each other's throats, and it'd kind of make sense for Legion and Nation to unite for like one like ultimate battle or whatever against the good, like equivalent or whatever the Legion and Nation are. But you know, at the moment I think they should stay separate just because they're really good, unique, and defined from each other, and I think the competition between the two of them is really good as well. His second question was, do you like the Archfiend class? Why or why not? Well, I don't like Archfiend class because, one, it's old, so it's all its damage and everything it does is quite weak compared to other classes of the same sort of type. And it is like kind of a support-based class. That's what I remember it as. I haven't used it in a very long time, but it is a support-based class as I remember it, so I don't really like those kind of classes because I don't really find many situations for myself to be using them. His third question was, what type of class do you want the permanent Nulgath class to be? I really want a Nulgath farming class, and I'd have to agree with you there, mate. I think that there should be a Nulgath farming class. That'd be really good. I want an excuse to be able to use a Nulgath class frequently, and I find myself using Blazebinder, which is the farming class, quite often. So if I had a Nulgath replacement for that, then that'd be awesome. I really want to be able to use a Nulgath class all the time. And in the end here, he said, have a good day, Renegade. Thanks for that. You have a good day too, buddy. Alright, we'll move on to the next question now. Our next question is coming from Thomas Gray. He asked, what would your dream job be? Would you like to work for AQW if you weren't struggling at the moment? What do you do when you're bored on AQW? Do you just farm or help others? So in reference to the dream job thing, my dream job is personally to be a YouTuber. That's not necessarily why I'm doing it. I just really enjoy making YouTube videos. But yeah, if I could ever make this my job, it'd probably be my dream job. It's a pretty awesome thing to do. I enjoy making YouTube videos as it is, so to make that my job would be awesome. And then he said, would you like to work for AQW if we weren't struggling at the moment? You know, it's a tough one because I don't really think I have anything to personally add to AQW. I've talked to class designers and stuff in the past, and I'm really not that great at giving advice to them, let alone creating classes myself, so I probably wouldn't be that great of a class designer. Yeah, I just don't really think I could be anything in AQW. If anything, if I could just gain a talent to be an AQW like staff member, I'd probably be an artist. I really like the idea of creating my own artwork and stuff, and if I could, I would be a Nulgath artist, but yeah, that'd just kind of be a cool thing to do, I suppose. It's not really high on my list of dream jobs or anything. And then he said, what do you do when you're bored on AQW? Do you farm or help others? So I really, if I'm bored with AQW, I just log off and go play something else, really. Unfortunately, I've got quite a few games. Well, unfortunately for AE, I've got like a lot of games and stuff, and so if I'm ever bored with any one of them, then I just go and play another one. It's kind of a good situation to be in, but at the same time, it's like I never really like get anywhere with AQW because I just get bored of farming. I mean, like getting the Blinding Light Destiny and the Sepulchre's Doom Knight Armor and all those really fucking grindy things, and quite recently the Nulgath Nation House, that was all really grindy, so it's really just every time I do one of those things, just knocking a bit of the fun out of AQW, if you know what I mean. Like, it just feels like returning to one of those processes, just the mundane, boring processes of getting one of those items. So yeah, I'm probably not ever going to get one of those really rare, well, not rare, you know, like really hard to obtain items again, because it really is ruining AQW for me. I just think of AQW now as just one of those grindy, boring games. But yeah, so if I'm bored with it, I just log off. It's pretty much what I do. Alright, as I mentioned at the start of the video, I do have quite a few questions from Stop, Drop, and Roll. So his first question that he asked, I believe this is actually could be a couple. I'm just going to read out this entire thing. He does have some spelling mistakes and such in here, but I'll read it out as best as I can. He asked, would you approve of a separate and new in-game Chrono Calendar type class available for ACs around 5,000 to 12k, which would definitely help assist AE keep afloat, as classes are the main source of funding. I said 5 to 12k because the calendar classes are about $40 US with shipping, which is around 8,000 Artix points, equaling $40 US. This question really needs consideration because there is an entire customer market and two wild payment sections are created for players who can redeem gift cards for AC's membership. This would allow AE to release a Chrono class new one in the larger pool of players for a higher price and thus yielding larger profits. It's so logical and fair to the majority who can't order HEROMART goods at all, which is the reason for AE's suffering. Also, let's start the Dage versus Nulgath War already, with alliances on each side to make it bigger and better, with Lakin as a separate side as well. Seraphic is his faction. Tweet at Alina. So yeah, that would be a cool idea, for just referring to the Dage versus Nulgath War with Lakin in there as well. That'd be awesome. So if you guys could all tweet Alina to get that, I guess, greenlit maybe. I don't know. It's not really an in-depth idea. Maybe Stop, Drop, and Roll if you could tweet it to me and Alina at the same time, like a Google Docs document that you can like read, but not that like anyone with the link could read, but not edit. And I'll retweet it, and we'll get maybe some retweets from there and get Alina to take a look at it. But that's a really cool idea. In reference to your idea about the calendar class being bought in-game, well, I really do think that there is a place for calendar classes to be exclusive to HEROMART items. It's just a way of thanking them for purchasing that item. But I do agree with you that there should be other classes of that sort of tier available in-game for ACs as well. I don't see the point exactly, but yeah, it would be cool to have classes similar to the way that Chrono classes work in-game, available for other means other than purchasing HEROMART items. I presume that's what you're getting at here, because the thing is with calendar classes is they're unique in a very specific way, and if we had other classes in game that could compete with that uniqueness, then it would probably draw away from the purchases of calendars, but then again it would get more ACs purchased, and it should be an expensive class as well. So I do agree with you there. And so it is like a thing that could be done. I really do think that that'd be a cool idea. But as for purchasing actual calendar classes in-game, like the actual Chrono Dragon Knight or Infinity Knight or something like that, then I really don't think that should be a thing. I think the actual calendar classes, not the alternatives I was talking about, but the actual calendar classes should be kept to the calendars themselves and not like available via other means. It's just a way of thanking the people, and if they're like gift, I suppose, it's more of a gift really, because you're technically purchasing the item and getting the Chrono classes an added bonus. So that little gift that they're giving you, that little added bonus, should be kept exclusive. Otherwise, there's really no need for them to, if they are purchasing that for the calendar, then there really is no need for them to purchase the calendar. So I do think that they should be kept separate, but at the same time I think they should make calendar type classes, like Chrono type classes for in-game as well. Like a whole Chrono faction would be cool, with like multiple reputation classes and everything. That'd be awesome. He's got quite a few other questions. I'll get onto those ones now. All right, stop, drop, and rolls. Second question is, do you think there is a great way? Do you think a great way to start the AC's rares for the continuation of Data vs. Nulgath War would be evolve the old gear from Nulgath 2012, which was actually a real full-on war, such as releasing evolved forms of Vampire of Nulgath, Frost Void of Nulgath, Infernal Fiend of Nulgath, Dread Fiend of Nulgath, etc. I asked because evolving gears would allow artists to actually work on authentic Multonius Arts made gear. Also, do you think Multonius Arts would be asked by Arctics to join and return for such a war to produce rares and new armors and voids and fiends? I do, considering a continuation of Nulgath versus Stage War with possibly more villains involved would mean no jokes, as that'd bring back thousands, yes, thousands. Do you want a new official Void Orb with the new Void breed like Hex, Shadow, Blood, and Fiend and Nulgath Void sets? It'd be a huge, that'd be huge and nostalgic. Multonius should be asked to do this, as he said he'd do it on Twitter. So, referring to your suggestion with the evolved stuff, I'm not really a big fan of evolved stuff personally. I think that they are kind of a waste of time, honestly. It's really, I'd honestly rather those artists to, even if it took longer for them to work on unique stuff, and that kind of ties into with your idea that Multonius Arts should come back. If he does come back, then I'd really want him to create like a lot of, well, even if he just came back for a little bit, just to create some like really unique and interesting new armors that they could perhaps evolve in the future, so they'd have a bigger catalog of stuff that they could evolve. If you were going to go with that evolved idea, I think that they should create new stuff. They should get artists practicing like creating like Multonius Arts stuff, so they could like maybe replicate that style. I do think that new stuff is better than evolved stuff. Like evolved stuff just kind of annoys me because it's just like, well, this is exactly the same except with a couple more gems and a couple more like armor plates and a couple more spikes and everything. So I'm not really a big fan of them. But yeah, like evolving out this whole Nulgath versus Stage War and getting old like not necessarily old gear, but like creating variants, maybe not necessarily recolors, but like a variant perhaps. So like, well, not necessarily a variant, just, you know, that sort of theme of stuff would be really, really awesome. And so I really do think that'd be an awesome idea. And again, if you want to tweet that to Alina, it's at AlinaAE on Twitter. I'll retweet it if you tag me in it as well with your idea. That'd be awesome if you guys could just tweet Alina with all these ideas and such. That'd be great. But yeah, we'll move on to, I think he's got one more question that I need to answer. Okay, yeah, so there's another question that he had was, you may have noticed the server PTR tester badges, no shop in the Book of Lore and no reward for testing. Would you approve of a casual and super balanced beta type of class for server PTR testers, as that would bring back the hype like Beta Berserker class is fairly obsessed, like the Beta Berserker class is fairly obsessed over, and a really fun and cool class to show off and have for all the beta testers. Just realized that this would attract the casual players and thousands of old players. I mean thousands, because this would be one of the next big things, and testing is huge for the server rewrite. This would be the next beta class for players who helped test the PTR server. This would be huge and help with like AQW suffering population, would satisfy the players who did not wish to pay money but play the game. Nostalgia would be surging for so many. But yeah, that's a cool idea, but I do think that they are replacing that sort of idea with the free bank pit that they mentioned, which is almost cooler, I suppose, because bank pits are expensive and people don't necessarily have the ACs to purchase them normally, and they've been exclusively 2K ACs so far, except for the one that you could get from HEROMART, or maybe there's even more than one, I don't know, but they've been exclusively paid, and so getting them for free from a server rewrite testing is awesome. But yeah, I do think that they should bring back like a class or something that you should get. That'd be awesome as well. Even if they did both, that'd be really cool. As for attracting thousands of players back, I'm not necessarily sure if those players that have left would like hear the news, but still, it would be cool to have that. That'd be really cool to have that. Yeah, as for AQW's suffering population, I kind of got something to add there. I think that their suffering population, well, I know that their suffering population is because of the mobile market, like taking a lot of the share from their web browser game market, and so with the release of AQ3D on mobile and AQW on mobile, it's going to really improve that, and it's going to help that situation a lot. So I hope there's going to be a new surge of players, because I can just imagine AQW and AQ3D being, if they're free, getting to the top of the charts on all app stores and such really, really easily and quickly, because it's just a free MMO that people have, like quite a few people have heard of it. They've got quite a number of registered accounts, and all those people with registered accounts will obviously remember the game. And so I really do think that people that have moved over would probably come back from the mobile market, especially considering that they'd have accounts with reasonable stuff on them from that era. So yeah, I do think that the situation will improve. Yeah, I think that's it for Stop, Drop, and Rolls questions. I'm sorry I mentioned that you did have some spelling mistakes. It's just a couple of grammar mistakes that I was struggling to read out. But most of it was just me stuttering and stuff. I apologize for saying you had spelling mistakes. Your spelling was actually very good. Stop, Drop, and Roll, thanks for leaving those questions. That was really good. If you guys want to leave any questions in the comment section down below, feel free. You can leave as many as you want. Stop, Drop, and Roll left 3 really long ones, and just no problem answering those at all. Just leave as many as you want. Demon Bob said, "Rip Etho." I think he was referring to the video where I died. I don't know though. He said, "When you get Death Knight Lord, then what do you prefer? Original Doom Knight or Evolved Death Knight?" Okay, so what I presume you mean is, do I prefer Death Knight or Death Knight Lord? So Death Knight Lord is probably better, but marginally. Like, it's really, I don't think the buff has gone into play for the original Death Knight yet, but it's really, there's not much in it, surprisingly, even though Death Knight is old as. But yeah, I probably do prefer Death Knight Lord, honestly. Alright, so we got another question coming from Odin AE. He asked, could I join your guild / will you have guild recruitment or something soon? And he said, I know you probably answered this before, but what server do you mostly play on? Well, I mostly play on Arctics, and that's actually the server that our guild is based off of, although I don't know if Sync's going to change that. Personally, you'll have to probably talk to Sync, but Sync's been saying that you'll have to talk to me as well, so I guess we're both people you need to consult about joining the guild. I will be probably making a guild recruitment video or something pretty soon. I don't know the requirements exactly yet, but I'll keep you guys updated on that. I do want a couple of you guys in there. That'd be great to have some of you more experienced players in there as well. In the guild, we want to have a full guild. Sync is obviously the leader of the guild, and I'm an officer at the moment. We do only have a couple of people in here at the moment. We're looking to recruit a whole bunch, so I don't know if Sync's done anything about that yet, but I'll keep you guys posted on that. I'll have a video upcoming in the near future, so yeah, stay tuned for that. So this guy asked me to call him the boss. So he asked, what is your favorite character out of all the AE games and why? So my favorite character, I do all these questions on the spot, by the way. I don't research anything beforehand. My favorite character, it's kind of a tough question because I don't really have any favorite character. I kind of like from the new Throne of Darkness saga, the Castle of Bone episode. What's the guy's name? Vaden. Vaden's pretty funny. I did like Vaden. Artix's writing for Vaden was pretty funny. So, yeah, if I was probably to pick up my favorite character, I'd probably say Vaden. Vaden's pretty cool. I like Vaden. Alright, so that about does it for a video. If you guys did enjoy the video, then by all means leave a like. If you haven't already, subscribe to my channel to be notified when any of my videos go live. I do upload almost daily. I have like one day where I don't upload, but sometimes I miss uploads because of like me not having enough time or not having another person to do Rocket League with or something like that. But yeah, I generally upload every single day. You can look in the description to see when my videos go live, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace. Mr. Muffin, can you quit YouTube?